In this video, I want to show you how to disassemble and clean Canon FD 50mm lens. So here we have 50mm F1.8 lens. I will also be declicking this lens, and hopefully this tutorial is going to help you guys to clean maybe mold inside the glass, or just if there is a haziness inside the glass, you can clean it up and restore the lens to its original condition. Alright, so tools that I'm using here are gonna be, I'm using a P0 screwdriver by Husky. You can get this one for like $1 at the Home Depot store. And then I'm using this pry tool. I got this one from Amazon. It's just a metal tool that you can use to pry the lens cap. And then for cleaning, I'm using the pack pad here, or you can use the Q-tips, cotton Q-tip. And I'm also using this lighter fluid by Zippo. Apparently any lighter fluid should be good, but yeah, this is the one that I'm using. And also to clean the dust, I'm using this brush. So it's just a small brush that I'm using. Okay. So yeah, so these are the tools. So let's get to it. Okay, so the first step would be to pry open the plastic here, this plastic piece around the lens. And to do that, I'm gonna use a little bit of paper towel, and I'm just gonna put it on the glass here, and I'm gonna try to pry this plastic piece with my pry tool. So it has some glue in there, so it can be like a little hard to pry. Okay, so here we go. So this plastic piece comes out in different ways for different lenses. So for this one, which is 50mm f1.8, it just it has like these notches here that click in. So these notches here, so here you can see that, hopefully. Where's there? Yeah, so they just click inside the lens body here. So right there, right? Okay. There are also like small traces of glue right there on the edge, so that kind of helps to hold it too. Alright, so the next step would be to remove these 3 screws here that are holding the lens. So I'm just gonna remove these with my P0 screwdriver. Alright, so we're done with that. Now we can remove this top part carefully. So these screws are aligned in a specific way. If you were to put these like wrong way, it's not gonna go in wrong way. So right. Okay, so this element here, lens element, is just not held by anything, so you can just simply pop it out like that. So that's the front lens element. Right, so right here on the back you have a plastic part that holds it in place together, and so for this to pop, you just need to use the pry tool again. Okay, and then this one here. Yeah, this plastic is kind of fragile, so you want to make sure that you're being careful not applying too much force. So this lens element consists of two lenses, and then the one at the bottom, it's not held by anything, so you can just like wiggle it out. And just pop it like that. Alright, so these are two lens elements that we're gonna clean. So the process that I'm gonna use here is I'm just gonna clean this one inside, and then I'm gonna clean this one outside, and then pop it back so we have clean surfaces like that. And this way I can see all the dust on inside. So I cleaned these the two surfaces inside. Now we're gonna clean the outside one here. Alrighty, so this element is super clean, really nice looking. Ready to go back into the lens. So to disassemble this, I'm going to unscrew these 3 screws on the side and remove this metal plate in here. And so we have another screw here and another screw right there. Right. And I'm gonna pry this up here. So this element, removing this element is kind of tricky, so let's see. Anyway, so we remove this, and now we are here at the back lens element point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this plastic element that is holding the lens, this lens inside. So to remove this plastic thing, we're going to pry this here, and then we removed this plastic piece here. So this lens was on top, so what I'm going to remove this lens. It's just a small element. It goes in like this, and then the other lens element, it just falls out like that. Right. So now we're gonna clean this element, put it inside, put the ring in, and then put this lens element inside as well. Just gonna set this aside. So this is just a cheap air blowers that I got from Amazon. It's about $5, so you can use this to blow out all of the dust. Alright, so now we're gonna put it all back together. Just putting it, and I'm putting it this way here. So just like that. Alright, so at this point we're going to declick the aperture. Right, so we have here this ring here, this screw here, this screw here, and this screw here. Lift this one up, and so here is the ring, and so as you can see, this ring has some notches here. So what you need to do is you need to adjust it like this and pop it up. Alright, so mine is already declicked, but as you can see, there is this stripe here that has gears or like notches that click, and then here you have there is a spring and little ball that goes in here. So right here we have little ball and little spring that go inside this notch here, right here. So the trick to put this aperture ring back is to push on this button here where the aperture A is. Once you push on that button, there is this metal piece that slides in. Alright, so now we're back. Now our aperture is declicked and we're ready to install this retaining ring back. So the way you install this one is there is a notch here and you just match it with this white pin here that's sticking out. Just align it like this and then install it. Alright, so we're gonna put it back together. We're gonna put this part back together. So we have this aperture adjustment, like notch, that will align with this other piece, and so that's what we're gonna need to do. At the same time, this should be on this side, pushing down on the aperture. Alright, so now we installed it back, so the correct location would be this red dot with this red dot. Now we're ready to screw this one back in. Just gonna align it with these notches. With these notches here. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna test it with this adapter, like that. And now we're just gonna move this lock into the open. And now we should be able to control the aperture. Alright, great.